Well, welcome everyone. Today we're all gathered at this fantastic location to witness the marriage of two equally fantastic people, Maple Z. May Ip and Kenneth Ng, a day that looked forward to celebrating with you with much fun and celebration. Today's wedding is between two people who love each other and who have shared and will continue to share their lives together. They'll grow and change in the years to come, welcoming each other's growth with mutual love and respect. My name is Richard Heron and I am a registered marriage celebrant. I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Ken and Maple, before you are joined in marriage in my presence and the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to the law in Australia, is the union of a man and a woman, the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. Now we've come to the informal part of the wedding, which we'll call the Ken and Maple story, where we hear how they met and what their dreams are for the future. So, and I've got all these words from both Ken and Maple, and neither of them know what each other's written, so some of this could be a bit of a surprise to them. But remember, these are Ken and Maple's words, not mine. Ken and Maple met in Year 10 at a tutoring school called North Shore in Box Hill. They didn't know each other back then, although Ken noticed that Maple would always sit in the row in front of him. The reason why Maple was always in the front row was because she was always late to class. She had music orchestra practice beforehand, so when she entered the classroom a bit late, the only seats available were the ones in the front row. Maple did recall Ken sitting behind her, but she was too focused at the time, so didn't really remember him until he told her about it later. Their paths crossed again at university. Ken remembers playing basketball at the university stadium, waiting for some friends to go see a movie. Maple was invited by one of the friends, and that's how they officially met. Then in third year university, they had the same subjects and were made partners for their lab work. When they did officially meet at this time, Ken was sure he had seen Maple somewhere before. Then he remembered. Now remember, these are Ken's words, not mine. Maple was the geeky girl from North Shore that always sat in front of him. He means that in the nicest possible way. When Ken did meet Maple, he still remembers she was wearing some unassuming Adidas tracksuit pants and jacket and thinking, she's still pretty geeky after all these years. Maple and Ken didn't have an official date. Their relationship developed naturally and evolved as time went on. Maple remembers, we hanged out a lot during our days at university, especially in third year, because we had several of the same subjects. Ken would usually buy lunch from the university Chinese noodle shop. Back in those days, Maple would always bring her packed lunch from home and sneakily heat it up at the International Students' Lounge. When it came to eating, Maple and Ken would sit down at the table and Maple would open her lunchbox. Usually it would be a mixture of rice and, as Ken described, extremely bland-looking meatballs or some tuna in spring water on top of it. Maple would always look at Ken's bowl of noodles with glistening eyes, and without really asking, her chopsticks would shoot across the table into one of Ken's wontons or fish balls and put them into her mouth. Maple would then say, "Here, I'll swap you some of my food." Ken would usually reject her offer because he did find her food quite bland. Maple remembers going to a Japanese restaurant with Ken. Maple didn't know how to eat edamame beans, so she ate it like a normal one, and Ken laughed because no one eats the skin. When they did first start, as they say, hanging out together, neither was sure whether a relationship was forming. However, things just moved along naturally. They started going out to many different things together. They both started enjoying each other's company, and as time passed, they just developed a bond towards each other. And as Ken described, that's just how things sort of started to happen. When I asked Maple what it was about Ken that makes her want to marry him, she said that Ken is very caring and super loving. She said that he is always there to make sure Maple knows she is loved and that tomorrow is another day, and not to let little things get in her way. With Ken, Maple has learnt the significance of love and warmth and to be there for each other. When I asked Ken what it was about Maple that makes him want to marry her, he said, "Maple acts like a cartoon character." Her personality is outgoing and bubbly. She can make any situation seem like a comedy. Being around her makes me feel brighter every day, whether things are good or bad. That's what I love about her, her ability to make anyone laugh without even trying. Ken added, "I feel that with her around me, my raging bull personality is always kept in check because of her ability to calm me down and handle a situation in most instances. I believe because of our yin-yang characteristics, we complement each other very well." Now, when it came to the proposal, Ken had a sneaky master plan. If he waited to just before his birthday in December, how could Maple say no? So they were sitting in Maple's room and Ken pulled out the ring and said, "I don't really want anything for my birthday, but will you marry me?" Ken's master plan worked. How could Maple say no to the birthday boy? So of course, Maple said yes, and that's why we're all here today. When I asked them whether there was anything about each other that kind of frustrated them, Maple said that sometimes Ken is a bit too laid back with organising things. Most times when seeking ideas, Maple gets the reply later, which means never, and she ends up doing all the preparation work. Ken's contribution to a task will be, "Yeah, that's okay," at the very last minute. Maple expects Ken to continue his messiness and will continue to put things away in the most unsystematic order. When I asked Ken said, "Maple has the tendency to take shortcuts and sometimes uses creative ways to get what she wants. Once at a restaurant, we didn't have a booking, so she secretly snuck up to the counter and found the name of someone who had a reservation. And surprise, surprise, used that name to claim that we had a reservation to the waiter. On several other occasions, she somehow manages to sneak through ticketed areas without people noticing, while I get stopped by the ticketing man for my ticket." When I asked them about the future, Ken said, "I believe our future will continue to be filled with the adventures that we've been through. I believe we'll have kids and we'll make sure that they have as much fun as we do." And then Ken jokingly added, "just as long as they don't inherit the bad things from their mother." Maple said, "I see ourselves in the future enjoying each other's company, whether we are away on a holiday or at home having a quiet day. I see us going on more trips and adventures with perhaps pets or children in the near future. On a household level, I foresee the usual kitchen routine will continue, with Kenny cooking and me doing the food prep and general dishwashing duties. So that was the Maple and Ken story, and I'm sure that's the first chapter in what's going to be many chapters in their life. So now we proceed to what is known as the asking, and this is where the couples say, I do. So that's all you have to remember is I do. So Ken, I'll start with you. Do you take Maple to be your wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish always? Good man. And Maple, do you take Ken to be your husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and health, to love and to cherish always? Do. I'll now ask Maple and Ken to exchange their marriage vows in our presence.